today's social media masterclass. I'm Renee Tompkins from the Lair social media department. And today we are going to talk about video. We're going to get into it and we're going to learn a lot of good stuff. So be prepared to take some notes and ask questions. On today's masterclass, we're going to go over why is video such a big deal. I keep hearing about why I should get into video. I'm reluctant. We're going to talk about it. Also, I'm going to share some tips for those who might be nervous, might be on the fence about getting into video. And I want to say, I think that's a lot of people. So we're going to have that discussion as well. And then tips for creating some dynamic videos, cool tools for editing videos, and some quick content ideas for posting and sharing videos, some common mistakes to avoid, and mindsets for goal crushers. This is always one of my favorite parts of each training, as well as recommended books. If any of you know me, you know I'm a book nerd, bibliophile, so I will always recommend books to read, and then we'll do a Q&A. If you have any questions, certainly put them in the chat, and I'll be mindful to try to keep checking the chat, but I will definitely check it after the training. So, shoot your questions off to me, and then we'll make sure to check them throughout. All right. So expectations for today's class, and I try to make this the case for all of the sessions that I do. I ask that you take good notes and ask questions and interact, as well as intentionally create action items. I can't tell you, all of this stuff is going to be information for you, and some of it may hit you, some of it may not. But I do ask that at the end of the class that you walk away with some to-dos and commit to making some changes, as well as maintaining a growth mindset. I think all of those are so impactful to you, no matter what training sessions you're in, or videos you're watching. All right, let's see. So why is video such a big deal? A lot of this stuff has come upon us really since the pandemic. People being home, really video has substantially taken off since 2020. You'd be surprised to find out how many people spend their hours watching tips and tricks and all kinds of stuff on video. So, all right. And why video matters to your real estate business. As I said earlier, the average person spends over 7 hours a week watching videos. And I will say, we're one of those households that do it. We love watching videos on YouTube about healthy cooking, gluten-free stuff. We're always trying to learn, and especially in real estate, as I look for content, for valuable content to share with you guys. I'm on YouTube a lot, so really. That's a huge piece of your business, that will help you grow your business rather, is to get that comfort zone going on video. And then also videos allow you to showcase yourself in a much more authentic light than just, posting the standard stuff that we share. It makes you more relatable and persuasive too. Like, you can convey yourself a lot more emotionally and authentically on video than you can just simply by writing about something. And they give you, videos give your audience more of a chance to get to know really more about you and your message. Because again, you can convey that more authentically on video, and videos allow you to be more more creative. You can have fun. Once you learn some of the cool tools, that will help you make your videos more dynamic, you could get obsessed with them. And also videos can be repurposed and used for multiple purposes. Another way you could go is you can start an interview series where you interview professionals to take some of the onus off of you to carry the conversation. We'll talk about that later in today's class, but it also helps you partner with them and build relationships. And let's not forget that the number 2 search engine in the world is YouTube. So, all right, let's get into thoughts for anyone nervous about getting into video. Got to take a sip of my tea. All right. I'm going to share a lot of inspirational quotes throughout today's session. If you know me, again, another thing is, I love a good quote. One is, if you wait until you're ready and the conditions are just right to do anything, you won't ever start. So keep that in mind as if you're one of those people that are, again, on the fence about or a little nervous about starting video. All right, thoughts for those getting over the video jitters, as I call them. And this was a cool concept that I learned from another social media coach, and that is to introduce yourself to yourself. Cool concept, if you think about it, is you got to understand that you're going to look and sound different on video. The voice that's in our head that we hear of ourselves is a little different to other people. So get used to that. Like I even remember programming my outgoing voicemail message. I'm like, oh, I hate how I sound, but again, the more you do these things, you just get over it. So get used to and commit to the difference in how you look or sound on video. It's going to be different. And then remember, it's not you, it's new. So we tend to immediately step into a place of judgment when we're not used to, especially on ourselves. I think we judge ourselves so harshly. I mean, it's it's crazy. So especially if we just don't like how we look or sound. There's a feature about us that we don't like. Again, really, if you're looking to grow your business by way of social media, I can't stress enough the importance of getting in to video. So we always hear our own voice differently than others hear it. So again, it's really not you, it is new. So, and then something to think about. This was really, this was a big motivation for me every time I think about, back in the day before, as I was growing my own business, is some people won't consider reaching out to you or someone they don't know on social media, right? It could be a connection, just friends of friends. I mean, you don't really know the person, but when you use video, you do sort of remove the veil of the unknown. You take that sort of, the mask off, if you will, and you emotionally attach the person to the page, and you do really make an actual connection. So, some people might need that comfort zone, or might need to sort of walk that bridge a little bit, cross that bridge where they feel more comfortable reaching out to you. And they'll do that by two ways. One is the authentic emotional stories that you share on social media. And number two, by way of videos, because again, you're really bringing in that authenticity to yourself. So, and then a huge tip and a thought really to get over the video jitters is to drop the labels and self-talk like they're hot. I always say, again, we're always that first person to pass judgment on ourselves and label ourselves. I'm not a morning person. I'm not good at video. I'm an introvert. I'm this, I'm that. What you are is in the process of becoming the best version of you possible. Can we just sit in that for 1 minute? Just sit right in that thought for 1 minute. And in that journey, you've got to know that when you feel uncomfortable, most likely you're growing. And growth is uncomfortable, but it's a really cool feeling when you can tap into it and realize that that's what's happening. So treat yourself the same way you would as a child or someone you love, and you're coaching them through like a school project. Are you going to be demeaning and labeling of them? Tell them to just give up because maybe they're just not meant to do video? You would never do that, right? So you would be encouraging, supporting, and loving, and be that same way with yourself. And don't be embarrassed to be like that with yourself. I think that's important. And then ultimately, don't give yourself an easy out. Commit to making it happen. Do not give up. It's not a choice. When you go into a mindset shift of something that's causing you discomfort, veering off and giving up easily is what that inner voice inside of you, what we like to call ego, would love to see you do. But you've got to take the reins and you've got to decide, I am going to make this happen. And I understand it's going to be uncomfortable, but I'm 100% in and I'm going to do it. And never compare somebody's middle or end to your beginning. yes, there are some rock stars out there on, Instagram, on TikTok, and they're making it happen. Use their content for inspiration. Take the time to practice and hone your craft. Just don't get stuck there trying to make things perfect. And then again, focus on the growth versus the discomfort. If you're growing, you're gonna feel uncomfortable. Just accept that as fact and see it for what it is. It's actually a gift that you want to learn to embrace rather than push off and keep repelling against it. The universe is giving you an opportunity to grow, and we're always trying to be that best version of ourselves. And this is a great way. Again, video is such a great way to work to grow your business. So stop pushing back on it and start embracing it. And then again, I always tell myself this, once everything happens at the moment of decision, it is amazing. Once you fully commit to doing something and you've made a decision to do it, the universe will conspire and make it happen. Why is that? Because your actions will align with that decision. So success is inevitable. It's just making the decision, just getting off the fence about it. All right, let's talk about some tips for those nervous about getting into video. I'm going to have a sip of my tea. So I remember the first video I did in front of a listing was in Drake It, and it was the very, I said, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to stop thinking about it, and I'm going to start doing it. And I did, I did the video. I didn't like how I looked, didn't like how I sound. So I can totally relate to all of that. But at the end of the day, I got it done. And the more videos I did, the better I got at them. So that's what I can tell you about how the discomfort thing works. So some tips to get over the jitters. So these are some cool tips that came sort of from an interview that Katie Lance did with another social media coach. And I have actually done some of these things. So I do agree, and I want to share some of them with you. And this is start off by recording yourself doing just one thing that you enjoy. So the action itself is enjoyable, but not with the intention of sharing it, just simply with the intention of getting comfortable being on camera. So I have a picture of somebody cooking a meal. Maybe you can stand in the kitchen and just talk about, ramble on. It's not about any kind of scripting. It's just you getting used to being in front of the camera, talking. That's all it is. And then progress to recording you doing various everyday things around the house, talking about them. And again, the reason I suggest this is because number one, you'll be in an environment that you're comfortable with. And number two, there's no pressure that anyone's going to see it. So stutter away, hiccup away, whatever it is. Again, just get used to being on camera in an environment that you're comfortable with no pressure of sharing it, so that anybody else will see it. It's really just a practice session and a bunch of practice sessions for you. And then here's another thing. Help someone else record a video. Sometimes the best way to build confidence is to help someone else build theirs. So if you know of agents in the office, maybe you could do like a group session where you're part of a group session and you're giving feedback to other agents about, their progress on videos. And then here's a great way, and I said this earlier, interview someone else and let them do most of the talking. Interviews are a great way to get into, really get into the video game, if you will, because really all you're doing is crafting an introduction. You are comprising a list of questions and then thanking the guest with a call to action. So really there's little on you, and most of it is on the interviewee. So we'll talk more about that later in today's class. And then another tip that you could do to get over the jitters is you could record a voiceover using stock content. So if you see some of my monthly preview videos of some of the trainings that are upcoming in the month, you'll see a lot of my stock footage that I put over, and some of that is voiceover, and that's done through iMovie. That's the software I use, but various softwares offer that same option. So that could be an option to get used to, again, progressing into doing all of it. And then remember that every action you take, and this is an impactful part, is a vote for the person, the type of person you wish to become. I love this book, Atomic Habits. I'm still reading it, and I'm obsessed with it. But this works good or bad, right? So every decision, every action you make really does play a huge part in, ultimately the kind of person you want to be. All right, let's get into success tips for creating video. So this might want to take some notes and or some pictures with your phones. All right, so here's one. We'll share one of these in a minute, but partner with an affiliate who's already doing like most of the heavy work for you, right? That's already got somebody on their staff doing some editing. I'll share a video in a minute, but lenders are huge with this right now. Some of them actually have recording space, a recording studio, a green room. They've got someone on their staff cutting, wrapping, putting all the subtitles, the intro, the outro, all this stuff. So if that's something that's stopping you, or you think that's a huge thing for you, then find out somebody who's doing it and then put their expertise to work. And it's a win-win because they get also in front of the camera as well too. And obviously make sure that their office is also sharing it and tagging you in the post as well. So you're getting double duty. I mean, it's really awesome. And not just lenders, but you can check with your closing attorneys, title companies, etc. So here's the video.
Team Tredell today to answer some of your biggest mortgage questions. With social media being so prevalent nowadays, it's opening up this whole new world where people and influencers are making money in very unconventional ways. So how would you qualify somebody who is not the average 9-to-5 worker with W-2s?
Yeah, it's a great point. We're seeing a lot of this where, this gig economy is now becoming more of the norm. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of the lenders now have opened up their portfolios and have gotten a lot more creative about the programs that they're offering out for this very specific thing. So we have ways to get you qualified with bank statement programs. So if you've got business bank accounts that are set up and you're rolling your money through there on a regular basis, we can use qualifying income from that. If you are a 1099 employee, say you're a government contractor or something like that, and that's really your only source of income, we can use programs for 1099 employees. Uber and Lyft we see a lot of. That's a very popular one. Some people use it strictly as their primary job, and we've had to kind of coach them up on how to appropriate the income the right way, and then guide them as they go through their filing their tax returns and that kind of thing. And what we can do is we can piece together the income to make it work so that they qualify in an unconventional way. So there's a lot of different programs for people out there. So it's not a one size fits all anymore. There's a lot of options. So
if you have unconventional income, call Team Tredell to take advantage of these programs.
Awesome. So Bridget Diorio, she's in our Tewksbury office, a member of the results group. And I am going to be interviewing her next week because she has come leaps and bounds in her in this one area of building her business. She, was when she first joined, she wasn't really doing a lot of videos and, was focusing on other ways to get business. And now she's consistently a rock star on the team. And one of the areas I've coached her in is to be more present on social media by way of using videos. And this was one of the strategies that is working great for her is, partnering with affiliates who are doing most of the, what I call heavy lifting behind the scenes to get the video completed and wrapped. So, she's leading with questions and he's doing most of the talking, yet video looks great. This is just a clip from it. This was an end screen and all, and they're each helping to support each other's business, which is a total win. So definitely something to consider as you guys look for, creative ways to share video content. All right. All right. So success tips for creating videos. I would say definitely want to keep your videos short and sweet, and keep your sessions just under like 2 to 3 minutes. Actually, a 3-minute video is it's kind of lengthy. So you really ideally want to keep it right around a minute. But depending on the type of content you're sharing. And then start, a good tip would be to start with quick tips, onus being on tips, or excuse me, quick for sellers, buyers, and homeowners. And then commit to sharing just a video a week, or if you feel that that's overwhelming for you, every other week or whatever. Just again, it's about not getting overwhelmed finding the content. You can get content so easily. And I'll share some more tips with you. Get inspired by those who are already doing it. If you're on Instagram, and I would hope that most of you are, follow agents who are really crushing it on social media with video. Make note of some of the content they are sharing and create your own version of it. I will say that a lot of agents who are doing videos are doing them on Instagram as well as Facebook, but I would say, and TikTok. But definitely want to get on Instagram if you're not. And then here's one that's pretty easy, content idea wise, is make a list of the questions you already get asked. So I think it was Sarah Lyman who did a phenomenal series. Was it 28 questions in 28 days or something for the month of February? And this was amazing. So again, just go through your text, go through your emails, and find like common questions that you get asked during a transaction or as a result of a buyer consultation or a seller consultation. Some of the things that, whenever we were doing seller consultations, if somebody asked us a question and I thought, well, geez, that should be in our consultation. Let's remember to go over that again. So again, to use that same concept, take those questions and use them to provide more value on social media. And then here's one that I see a lot of agents get stuck in is please don't try to make your videos perfect. There's authenticity in being real. And I think in some cases you actually connect more with people, by being authentic. As long as you're not saying anything completely incorrect, inaccurate, occasional mistakes like hello, show that you're human and relatable. So, and even better, show your outtakes and bloopers, depending, on what they are. But I think that's fun, right? All right. And before you record your video, please make sure your equipment is working and everyone else that's involved in the project is prepared as well. You don't want any last minute stress to throw off anything and take you off the journey of getting it completed. And practice builds confidence. Notice I didn't say practice makes perfect, right? What it does is it builds confidence. And so definitely spend time practicing your script and specifically your intro and outros, your call to actions, your calls to action. Make sure they're seamless and clear. As far as, the middle content goes, again, definitely practice it, but those things should be pretty seamless. And then one of the tools that a few of the agents in the Tewksbury office use that I know of is called Big View Teleprompter. It's in the App Store. Pricing is very reasonable, and it is also available on your laptop computer. So definitely check that out if that's something you feel you would benefit from. Another tip would be avoid reciting your email, website, and phone number in the video. You don't need to verbally go through it. Just add it as a subscript or, to your outro, and then always include it in your post on social media. Or when you're posting it onto YouTube in the description, don't be reciting that stuff. It gets, people are like, what'd she say? Let me write that down. You know what I mean? So that's sort of old school. So avoid that. Here's a huge pro tip for you. Definitely batch record once you are comfortable with video and you're doing it fairly, you're time blocking to perhaps do a video a week. Definitely batch record, I would say. That way, you don't necessarily have to sit in front of a camera once a week. Perhaps you're doing it once a month. You're time blocking to get, you've got, like, say, the first Friday of each month, you're going to You're going to do 4 videos in that sit down, and yeah, it might take you a bit, but you got all your videos done for the month. So how cool are you? All right, let's get into cool tools for video editing. There are some really cool stuff here. So, all right, Vimeo is really sort of an all-in-one type platform for those looking to up their video game. They've got some basic templates for video creation, branding in the player, as well as custom call to actions, outro screens, stock footage for music, videos, etc. You can make 120 videos for $20 a month. So cool option for you. As well as Adobe Premiere Pro, similar features to Vimeo, just over $20 a month. And they do have a free trial, and month to month is also offered. Here's one of my favorites. InShot, can't say enough about this one. InShot is an app that you download. It does pretty much everything, like pretty much everything. You know, you can add your music, your fonts, your stickers, trim videos, speed up videos, everything. And get this, the lifetime access price is $34.99. Like, I don't think you can beat that. So definitely recommend it. It's for use on your smartphones, your Apple and your iPad, and it's also Android. So definitely check out InShot. Highly, highly, highly recommend it. Phenomenal tool. And then Big View, as I said earlier, is a lot of us use it for teleprompting, but you can also edit, style, share videos, etc. Free version is offered. Check out BigView TV or bigview.tv if you're interested in that. And then I use personally, I'm a Mac user, sit in front of my iMac probably way too much. And I use iMovie because it's free. It came with it. And so it allows me to put the stock footage over, put my titles, put my intro, outro, music. So cool. It is cool. And then for those that want an upgraded sort of version that does more, that's going to be your Final Cut Pro, and that's $300 to purchase. So through the App Store. All right, so quick videos to create and post. So there's going to be some content for you. You're probably going to want to take some photos with your phone or make some notes. All right, cool idea. Your top 3 favorite things about the town you want to grow in, and always be checking into your towns as you share this content on social media. Hashtag it, you know, Tewksbury Realtor, Tewksbury Real Estate Agent, Tewksbury Real Estate, all that. So another one, top 5 things you'll definitely want to know about moving to. And then the town, again, check in, use your hashtags. I love this idea. How much home will, whatever the price point is, get you in a town? So this is going to be cool if you don't have a listing. Definitely want to go, and I've said this in some of my past social media classes, you definitely want to be previewing properties and doing tours of inventory that's out there, new construction, listings, open houses. Always ask for the permission from the listing agent. You never know, there might be a clause in the contract that says something about no recording, no, you know, the sellers simply don't want that, but always check. But I would say most all agents would be cool with you sharing their listing. You're going to help them sell it. I don't know anybody that would say no to that unless the seller was not on board with it. Okay, another content idea. Top 3 things to know if you plan to sell your home in, or your Tewksbury home. Love that idea. Oh, this is such a cool idea. Top 5 service pros everybody should know in. And so it doesn't even have to be a town. It could be a county, right? If you really want to broaden it. So I love that idea. You're partnering with other professionals, you're helping them grow their business. Total win. And share the local love. You definitely want to start. This is a very cool way to help. Again, coming from contribution is a total win for anybody looking to grow their business. Givers gain. Create an interview series of local businesses. You can interview the owner, talk about how they got started, what their business offers, any specials they might be offering, etc. Or you can feature them on a small business series where you just simply talk about what you love about the business. If it's something that you might feel that you can't get the owner, in front of a camera for whatever reason. But I love this idea. And then you're checking into the business. And then maybe in exchange for this, you might ask them if it's possible that they would be open to leaving some of your house of magnets at their register, where you might get customized calendars, cleaning tips, all kinds of magnets that you can get on House of Magnets or Magnet Street. I think it's now called Markful, but certainly win-win. Why not? And then here's an epic idea, what it's really like buying a home in this market. And this is where you actually interview a buyer that you helped recently. So an agent on our team talked about this, and Sarah Lewis did a phenomenal, oh my gosh, such a rock star. She did an amazing interview series where she went through the whole process, where she recapped how the consultation went, how it's like, she was getting ready to show them homes. They got an offer accepted. They had their home inspection. They are under contract. They are the appraisal, all of it, the final walkthrough, all of it. And it was such an impactful series. So she chose to make it a series. Again, make it a series, make it a one-off, but definitely these people are your like golden ticket. These people you definitely want to be open to asking if they wouldn't mind helping you out for a few minutes by sharing their experience on video. The same thing with sellers. Interview a seller who you recently helped achieve their goals. So these are really, really great ideas. Massive right here. Client testimonials from the closing table, and amp it up a step further and get an endorsement from the closing attorney. This is like epically awesome. That's a whole new adjective I've just created, epically awesome. So definitely start getting comfortable asking. If you've never asked, the answer is always going to be what? No. Can't hurt to ask. And I would say most people would be very gracious and accommodating to do this. So, and here's another content idea, get to know me. Even if you have, been on social media for quite a bit, in real estate for quite a bit, let me reintroduce myself to you. Share a bit about yourself, chat about, why you got started, how you got started in the business, what you love most about your job and helping people achieve their goals, highlight any areas that you specialize in, and what success looks like, what a happy client looks like in real estate. Here's a great idea too, get interviewed. Ask a colleague or affiliate to interview you. And then, especially if you're interviewing them, let's role reverse. Let's do a second video, and I'm going to ask you to interview me. Some people are more comfortable knowing that the questions up front, but some people I don't want to know the questions. I want to just keep it a conversation. I want to keep it authentic. And if I laugh, if I get stuck up on something, caught up on something, I'll admit it. I'm like, geez, that's a good question. I have to think about that for a minute. I don't know. I think that's something that Stacy does actually too. She'll we'll set up an interview, but she shifts the questions up a bit. So she keeps it authentic, which I love. I think it's fun. Definitely makes for a more interesting interview. So I love it. All right, so let's talk about some common mistakes to avoid on video and social media. And this is not ending with a call to action. This is really kind of common, you know, where people are, they could be doing a walkthrough of a property and people start coming in. So they got to wrap it up. Or they might, you know, first few times on video, they're just thrilled they got through the message. And, you know, the call to action is like, oh my gosh, I totally forgot. So always just sort of like either keep a sticky, or if you're using Big View, make it part of your teleprompter script, put it in your teleprompter. But I usually just put a sticky CTA, and I get it. So, and always invite viewers to subscribe and follow you for more tips. Encourage them to reach out if they, and here's the keywords, or anyone they know needs your service. So always invite and be welcoming to people reaching out to you. And then not including your contact information. So this was interesting. Reach out to me, but people are, not everybody's into like, I personally don't have Messenger on my phone. So when people message me, I only see that when I'm on my laptop. Don't assume that everybody communicates the way you do. So I always include every possible way, like when I send out your layer, design your layer content, you know, you got your message me here, call me, email me, visit my link tree, visit my website. I mean, every single way that somebody could reach you. Nobody should be wondering how to get in touch with you. And that can be shared on the video outro as well as in your post as well, but don't recite it in your video. Here's another mistake to avoid is mispronouncing or misspelling names of people, businesses, or a town. And if they have a name that might be challenging, that's okay. Like, just ask them to say it and explain, I don't want to mispronounce it. So make sure that you are getting these things straight. And again, as I said earlier, not making it easy for someone to contact you. Always include all your contact info. And I would say everybody get a link tree. Linktree is a free thing that you can sign up for. And basically it's so easy to set up. You're just linking all of the websites that you want to make it easy for someone to click on. Visit me on YouTube, visit my website, visit me on Instagram, visit me, check out my latest videos, whatever you want to link. It doesn't even have to be a website. It could be a landing page. It could be a link to a video, a YouTube video. So Linktree is excellent. And I highly recommend, again, getting one. It's free. Okay, big one. You got to get a YouTube channel if you're going to be doing videos. And here's the thing. Most people share their content right onto social media. And I get it. You're doing it on your phones. You might even be recording it through the social media app itself. But YouTube is the #2 search engine in the world. And it also is a phenomenal way to house or store all your videos, keep them organized, and share them after the fact. And if you're the channel owner, you can always re-download them again. So definitely got to have a YouTube channel. And if you do have a YouTube channel, Layer Realty Partners channel can recommend that channel. So if you could, please get that, send me that link to your YouTube channel. You can email it to me, CC Happy Agent, and I'll make sure that the Layer Realty channels recommends your YouTube channel. Excuse me. And then another common mistake is not using videos as a way to grow your business. And let me just say it again, as a result of the pandemic, videos became like addicting to some people. You know, we were on social media and watching videos more than ever. And it's a way for people to connect and learn. So it's crucial that you tap into this, what I call bucket of business. And, you know, just take the leap and start. And then another mistake to avoid is spending too much time trying to make it perfect, trying to make the, you know, wait for the perfect opportunity. And I will say this till I'm blue in the face, is done is better than perfect. And since no one is perfect, shooting for perfection keeps you stagnant. And it keeps you in a state of illusion too. I mean, no one is perfect. Nothing is perfect. Your skills improve and you build confidence as you take action. Everything is action-based when it comes to success. So, all right, let's talk about some new mindsets for goal crushers. Action is the universal language for success. I mean, this is so true. How many of us just sit and, you know, think about doing something, and we get so caught up in the minutia of figuring it out that we actually never do it, right? Here's a big one. And I'm reading this book right now. It's so phenomenal. If you watch those beside you for long enough, what you'll notice is that those who are steadfast in the life of their deepest longing aren't necessarily more gifted. They're not the most outrageously talented or the most perfect at their craft. What they are is just a few steps ahead of you because they showed up consistently during a time you spent wondering if you should. That was like, that is so powerful to me. Brianna Wiest, I love her. She's phenomenal. Recommend any of her books. But that's actually not one of my recommended reads for today. Two of them are You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero, and I thought it was just me, but it isn't, by Brene Brown. Both phenomenal. And we are totally wrapping up early. I know there's some questions probably, which I'll get to, but oh my gosh, this was an epic quick class. It seemed anyway. All right, let's Q&A. Let me get to the chat. All right. Hello. So I get stuck around for the training. Okay, awesome. Let us know if you have any questions. Yes, Bridget is phenomenal. All right. Any questions for me?
I'm still here.
Okay.
Let us know if you have any questions. Want to speak too, I can allow you to talk. Hey, Robin says, this is awesome. I learned something new every time. That's great.
Thank you, Robin.
Yeah. If you guys have any questions on the technical side too, you can always shoot me an email. One thing I liked about Bridget's video is that the video itself is framed for like an Instagram story or TikTok. Yeah. When you do have someone shoot and it looks like it was shot professionally, make sure that you have enough room around you so that you can go in and cut it. Instead of having a horizontal video, you can go in and cut it so it fits within the frame. Sometimes it might be tempting to just post the video as is, as a reel. But if you can fill the whole frame, that's always better.
So I was told in question, correct me, Sergio, if I'm wrong, but on Instagram, especially, you have to record in a horizontal. You can't record in landscape.
On Instagram, yeah, if you're doing it on your phone, correct.
Yeah.
But let's say you went and had a professional video done.
Oh, yeah.
You can request whoever is editing it to give you a 9:16 frame. So it's kind of like 1080p, but flipped over.
Okay.
And that's something that I like to do is if you record at a high enough resolution, especially if you're recording in 4K, you can upload your original video to Vimeo. It's nice, it's landscape. But then when you want to cut it for something like Instagram, and you might have to, because Instagram and some of these social media platforms do want or require a shorter video, you can make that cut, and then while you're doing it, you can reframe it so it fits within that frame. That's a little more advanced. Most agents are going to do it from their phone, and the phones are amazing nowadays. Like the audio that you can get, the video you can get just from your phone is amazing. So really anyone can do it.
I love it. Yeah. Very, very exciting. Yes. And I'll be relating to all of this because as I grow my business here, I'll be doing all this stuff. So it's exciting. I get it. So, all right. And then don't forget, guys, to sync your calendar with the Lair Realty training calendar, so you never miss an opportunity to learn and grow through one of our sessions. You can do that by going to lairrealty.com/training to sync your calendar. And that's it. That's a wrap. Thank you for spending time with us today. We appreciate it. And we look forward to seeing you at next month's social media. And I cannot wait to see everybody at the Roar Awards on the 5th, I believe it is, in Beverly. We're so excited to see everyone and connect with you and give you all big hugs and congratulate and celebrate everybody on their successes. So we'll see you in April and at next month's social media training.